Hey guys, the sun is shining, and I'm filming this moment because I think that it's rare. It's been rare for me, anyways. And I think a lot of people all around the world have been lacking sunlight. So it's right there, shining on my face and on the water, which I can finally see because it's winter and the leaves are gone. So it's quite bright. It's good. And it's so bright, in fact, you can hardly see. It blinds out the crystal. But let's see if we can get some sparkly, twinkly, sparkly on here somehow. Anyways, so I'm just going to ramble this morning. What am I going to talk about? Well, I crush my herbs for my tea, my special brew. This is my my secret technique. I take all my herbs that I'm going to put into my special potion. And I've got mullein, which is good for the lungs. Red clover, also good for the lungs. Everything's good for the lungs. Should smoke this stuff. There's Damiana in here, which is supposed to increase your sex drive, but that's not why I smoke it. Not smoke it, drink it. Ingest it. Let's say ingest it. Because when you ingest herbs from the mother, Gaia, she who creates this world and grows amazing things for us to enjoy. When you ingest the fruits of her labor, then you gain insight and knowledge of her world and of her. So when we ingest that which comes from the mother, we grow and flourish in her honor and with her blessing. So when I'm crushing my herbs with my fingers, I put the intent of what I want these herbs to bestow upon me besides their knowledge. I feel like the sunlight just could be because it's behind that tree. Oh, there's a big tree there, so it's behind the tree. Anyway, so sometimes when I'm crushing the herbs, I'll say things like, ingesting these herbs gives me health and youth and beauty and strength and insight and intelligence and, flexible muscles. I'll go on and on. I'll think of anything I can think of I'll say anything I can think of to make these herbs give me what I want them to give me. So, yeah. So, what should I talk about? There's like this major thing that went on last night, and then there's this other thing that happened that was yesterday, which I think I'll go into that one. What's that? Okay, I want to crack the codes, the mysteries of this life. I'm interested in the mysteries of life, the meaning of life, and what I'm doing here on this planet in a very weird and different place than I'm used to, because I'm used to a much different place. I'm used to a place that moves much more quickly, where everybody is psychic and communicates mentally, and you don't have to pay rent. You just manifest your house and you can fly. So I'm used to a place much lighter than this. This is very dark and heavy to me. Not my normal. So it's been challenging for me to be here, but luckily I have a good sense of humor. Thank God. God got us. I know I always say, don't say God. You're allowed to say God damn it. You can swear in the name of God, but you just can't, pray to that God. Not the God Anu. Maybe Anki. So last night I was, can you freaking believe it? Okay, the Anunnaki. And some people who follow me know who the Anunnaki are, and some people don't, probably. So if you're not interested in who the Anunnaki are, you just want an MBA thing, this video is probably not going to be all that interesting to you. But if you're one of those people who likes to study history and philosophy and spirituality and the religions and genetics and science and the whole shebangiola, then you would know who the Anunnaki is, and you'd be interested in this thing I have to tell you, which is that the Anunnaki now have their own Facebook page. The Anunnaki have a Facebook page. It's great. It's freaking awesome. Everybody is getting connected on here. Wow. We all think of the Anunnaki as bad because they They did a lot of bad stuff, but I'm getting this more of the story because I've been asking for the story. I've been saying, give me the story. I want the story. Download the real history of this planet and this universe, please. And so I've been getting the story all of a sudden online last night, just page after page after page. I landed on this Anunnaki page with Marduk and all those guys, Inanna and Ishtar and Asher, combining making Ashtar and Enlil, Anki, all those characters. And I guess, Anki is the son of Anu, who was managing the planet. They were all managing the planet, but he was one of the main guys. And he was the master geneticist who came up with this brilliant idea of coming up with a slave race to organize people on the planet to do the work that the gods, quote unquote, because we're all creator gods, didn't want to do, because nobody likes to do hard labor. I will admit that I get really tired of hard labor as well. We all started whining about the hard labor, so we got the Neanderthal man or whoever, Cro-Magnon, whoever was down here, getting him to do the work, but then he got tired of being our slave too, so then actually, Anki was trying to make a more obedient slave race. They did well with the Japanese. I hate to say that, but they are trained, or let's say the women are trained to be slaves. I think that's a fact, and that's a known fact. So I shouldn't feel bad about saying that. It's not like I'm trying to be racist or anything. It's just they're very obedient. They're so obedient. I mean, I have a very close friend who goes there twice a year, and he's even married to a Japanese woman, and he would say that. He's where I get my Japanese info from. He says they're designed to be kind of a slave race, sort of. They're very, very brilliant, of course, and they are also the most civilized of all of the nations. So I hear. I have not been there, but from people that I've heard talk about it who have been there, they love Japan because they say it is the most civilized, beautiful, and amazing place. Okay, so anyways, everybody's been dissing on the Anunnaki. Actually, it's the Draconians that are the bad guys. And I guess the Anunnaki were here kind of like managing the planet way back when, millions of years ago, playing with the DNA. They probably came up with... I'm not sure how the whole thing happened with the dinosaurs, the Anunnaki. They're half human, half reptilian, or the Draconians. The Draconians are half reptilian, half human. I'm not sure who the Anunnaki, what their whole gene pool are. I think they're from Pleiadian. It's still all a mystery. It turns out... Let's just jump ahead and make a random leap that sounds crazy, okay? Here's the random leap. I have been slowly getting this information, drip, 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 drip. I made this video that I posted on YouTube, and then I actually blocked it because I thought it was too hard for people to grasp, but should I say it? Oh, God. This video is all over the place. Whatever. I don't care. I'm just rambling. I'm just trying to get my herbs done before I have to go to work today. I have to go up to Belfast and work on my house. So, all right, I'm changing the subject. This is what I'm going to tell you. This is what I'm going to tell you, me, you, whoever is watching this video later. Yesterday, I got a clue for the codes. I got a clue for how to find the code, one of the codes. And it's a phrase. It's a sentence. It's a sequence of words or sounds. And there's 4 of them. So the clue is that the code is a phrase of 4 words that probably also need to have movement with them. Thus, the sacred geometry. And I think the first movement is making this with your hands and going like this. I think that's the first movement. And then the second movement is going from here to here. I don't know how well you can see that, but anyways. So probably the answer to the code is not only finding the 4 words, but figuring out the body gestures to go with the 4 words or sounds, and then being on a stage in front of millions of people and saying them to certain music. That's probably like how hard it is to figure it out. Wouldn't that be funny if somebody said, that the answer to the question was, or how about this? If you want to get your light body back, or your sky body, or your fly body, where you can fly, To get your fly body back, you have to say these words in the right sequence, to the right, with the right body movements, on stage wearing a red sequin dress. Of course, if you're a guy, you still have to wear the dress. That's all those transvestites. Wouldn't it be funny if the transvestites were the ones that actually broke the code because they were singing the phrase on stage in front of a whole lot of people in a red sequin dress? That's friggin' hilarious. I like that. Okay, my mind is crazy. I've been thinking about all this crazy stuff. I've been downloading all this stuff. There's many people who know about the Anunnaki and all this stuff. And also, by the way, this universe is Luciferian. All the guys, everybody here is part of the Luciferian construct. Lucifer, Lucy, Lucky. He went off on his own. The brightest light, the brightest star, the one everybody loved. And wanted to do his own way, you know. And Mr. Rebel, unless it was just an experiment, he is the most loved, but he's also, I don't know. Everybody's misunderstood, but according to this, Lucifer, Anki, Yeshua, Joshua, Jesus, Sananda, all those guys, everybody, same guy, same energy. Christ consciousness is like the real consciousness, but apparently it's Luciferian. So all of the guys, the angels who were made into angels later, their first energies were just part of the Luciferian project, the whole universe. Probably the whole universe is Luciferian. That's why there's always wars here. Because he likes to fight. Michael likes to fight too. He's the biggest fighter of all. So, yeah, that's pretty interesting. It's pretty freaking interesting. But I was getting that about Anki and Jesus being the same guy. And Satan, Satnam. Satnam means true self. Satnam. Satnam, Satan, Sananda, Yahweh, WHWH are 4 letters that might be connected to the code, the phrase, the code, one of the codes. The Pleiadians have told everybody, that they are here. The quote is, "We are here for the game, the codes, and the master numbers." When I heard that, "We are here for the game, the codes, and the master numbers," I went, what? I went, oh. We are here for the game, the codes, and the master numbers. And I knew that I was here for the game, the codes, and the master numbers, that I know that I'm playing a game. And I have this thing about numbers. I've always had this thing about numbers. 4, 8, 11. I throw 14 and 18 in there, but 21, 24, 28, 48, 48 million. The master numbers and the code is a phrase. It's a saying. It's a saying. It's not just Om, although you could probably get there through Om too. And the whole meditating thing, the whole yoga thing, the yoga and the sound, you can get there that way too. That's one of the 5 ways you can break the code. You know, you can do it through Jesus. You can do it through yoga, Buddha, Om. There's 3 other dancing. There's other ways you can break the code to get off the planet in your fly body. It's really hard to do this. I don't know. Supposedly, you know, Jesus and Buddha did it. I'm going to break the code. I got to figure out that phrase. Thankfully, I'm a poet, so I can figure out the phrase. And so is my son, so he could figure out the phrase. So if the phrase has to be said with certain sounds and certain body movements, I'm going to figure it out. And when I do, I'll share it with you. And then we'll all know. And then we'll all get our fly body back. And we'll fly out of here. Okay? Sound good? All right. Well, anyway, I'm going to end this at 14 minutes and 48 seconds because just that's what I like to do. I like those numbers. Ready, set, go. Love ya.